why people hate when I talk about fear is because you're lying to yourself at all times. Okay, did you send this to Dan?
Yes.
Right. You're lying to yourself at all times, right? And we can't fathom a life in which we are not perfect. Our brains won't let us not be perfect. The way the human brain works, it can't suffer. That's not the point of a human brain. Human brains aren't supposed to suffer. It's why when you have a wrong idea, your brain will allow you to keep this wrong idea. It will not let you make it. It will not change its mind. Your brain will continue you on the path of having the wrong idea that does not serve you, because your brain cannot be wrong ever. That's not the science behind your brain. Your brain will keep you in a coma for 35 years with other people wiping your urine and feces away. And your brain will say, we did it. Quite successful. We are prosperous, because your brain cannot be wrong. So when you start talking about fear to humans, you automatically trigger, he finna say I'm wrong. And so pretty much at the title, most people said, I'm not listening to any of this. I'm obligated to be here. So I'm just going to be right here. I'm going to, camera off today, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I get it. I completely get when you talk about fear. And we have this masterclass today on fear. I'm going to try not to, I hope I don't. I'm not going to define to you what fear is. That's a different part of a class that I don't want to get into. That's a bit elementary, and I don't want to talk about anything elementary. We're going, so if you're talking about 101, 301, 201, 301, 401, I want to go straight to 401. Hopefully you have the prerequisites of being a human being, and you can, since you're living, I'm just assuming you got 101, 201, and 301 together. We're going straight to 401. Go ahead, Law, please.
My question is, why does it even exist, or how does it even come about in human nature?
Absolutely. What a great question. There's two people that I believe that have tackled this fear. Why does it exist? Better than anybody I could think of. Wrote the book in the middle of the Great Depression. Think Grow Rich. That's his name. Napoleon Hill. How can I forget that name? Napoleon Hill spends a considerable amount of time in Think and Grow Rich talking about the 6 fears. So I'm going to have to bring that up now because Law just asked a question. Do that. Grace, if you don't mind, just stop me from, if you could just Google Napoleon Hill 6 fears, please. Yeah.
Hey, before you start, in case one of them that, in between the 2 calls, I got a call from our tax preparers, which I knew they'd be calling. They sent emails, so I've been working on it. But I told her, I said, don't mind me. I always get very anxious when we're doing this. I mean, I've been sweating, in the armpits and everything. It's stupid because it's just basic stuff, But I don't know why. It's because I'm the one responsible for sending everything and putting it all together, tallying everything up and all those things. So I bet taxes. And I'm like, why is it always on my birthday? I said, I'm not doing the meeting tomorrow. I've done it, I don't know how many years on my birthday. Next week. I'm working on it.
I get it, though. I get it. Hey.
So seeing if one of those is taxes.
And Napoleon Hill says, actually, yes, the number one. The number one is taxes. He just calls it fear of poverty, is what he calls it. Yes. So, yes, absolutely. So, your fears are validated. Fear of poverty is their number one for sure. That's what Napoleon Hill says. Oh, I got to memorize. Please share your screen, please, please. Okay, yes, Damali, please. She's under the weather as well, like Deanna. So please, you're more than welcome to have your camera off, Damali, please. Fear of poverty, and it's fantastic, obviously, and fear of criticism, and then there's fear of ill health, and then there is fear of loss of love, which I'm going to bring that up. Fear of old age, and then fear of death. Fear of death. I'm going to go after number 6 fast. Yeah. I'm starting with number 6. Just so you know, I am starting there. I give you that for sure. Fear is this unique thing that, to answer Law's question, why does it exist? It exists, Law, to make us stronger. Uh-oh. Here's the deal. Back when saber-toothed tigers were roaming the planet, and Susan had to pick the berries to bring home to accentuate the meat and feel, chopped up with the bear. This is Neanderthal talk, right? You know what I'm saying? Hunter-gatherer stuff. You get what I'm saying? They both needed fear, because if Susan was to reach her hand inside of a bush that had a snake in it, ain't no more Susan. And if Phil couldn't jump higher than he normally was able to do so, and run faster than he normally was able to do so, wouldn't be no more Phil. Back when the world was a very dangerous place, fear gave us superpowers. Now that the world is not dangerous, fear is our supervillain.
Okay.
Back then, you had to fear gave you superpowers. Jump higher, ran faster. You would focus. All of a sudden, Susan, you see 40-40. Forget 20-20. Right? You see it clearly. Like, stop, Phil, wait. I see a shadow inside of a shadow inside of a shadow, right? Like, no, it ain't. And all of a sudden, there's an axe murderer right there. She was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could see clearly. Because supervision, super hearing, super speed, super jump, super everything. Because the world was a very dangerous place. Now that the world is not a dangerous place, now that the world is safe, it's extremely safe. Fear is our supervillain. It pauses us. It stops us. And Neil Donald Walsh would tell you, outside of the 6 causes of fear, or the 6 types of fear, Neil Donald Walsh would tell you there's only one type of action. There's only 2 types of actions we do on planet Earth: out of love and out of fear. That's what Neil Donald Walsh. And to me, Napoleon Hill and Neil Donald Walsh are the best 2 people that can answer Law's question about where does fear come from. Now, I gave you an extremely scientific answer because I'm a nerd. So, of course, so you got 3 answers. You got Antonio's with the superpowers and supervillain, and then you got Neil Donald Walsh, and you have Napoleon Hill's. So let's talk about fear, my introduction, just briefly. Has it served you? That's up to you. I'm not here to tell you if it did or did not, Arshia. I am here to tell you, you should probably be honest, though. This is a great time to be honest with yourself, because we can take this masterclass and we can get what we want, what we need. So that's basically my introduction. Well, almost, I forgot. One of my favorite movies, actually, it's my favorite movie. Cloud Atlas is my favorite movie. And I have 3 favorite movies of all time. And they're all by the Wachowskis. So apparently, they speak to my soul. Cloud Atlas, The Matrix, obviously. And I am just in love with the new Matrix. It's just incredible. So many themes and motifs in there. It's incredible. In Cloud Atlas, Tom Hanks has a scene where he says, belief, like fear or love. Stop right there. In the movie, here it is again, Susan, to where someone, this say he's a quantum physicist, but this quantum physicist and this movie equates two things or identifies two things and equates them, makes them equal, fear and love. And he says, belief, like fear or love. I need you to catch that. You're doing it for love or you're doing it for fear. Now we'll break it down, but let me read this full quote to you. You don't have to type it down, Grace. I've got it for you. I want to show the clip, but I don't want to get hit with copyright. Belief, like fear or love, is a force to be understood as we understand the theory of relativity and the principles of uncertainty. Phenomena that determines the course of our lives. Yesterday, my life was headed in one direction. Today, it is headed in another. Yesterday, I believed I would never have done what I did today. These forces that often remake time and space that can shape and alter who we are, who we imagine ourselves to be, begin long before we are born and continue long after we perish. Our lives and our choices, like quantum trajectories, are understood moment to moment. At each point of intersection, each encounter suggests a new potential direction. Proposition. I've fallen in love with Louisa Rey. This is possible. I just met her, and yet I feel something important has happened to me. Let me unearth that for you. Yesterday, you said, I ain't gonna never. You sure been doing a whole lot of I ain't gonna nevers for a long time. I'm never gonna get married. Been married twice. And go meddling again. I'm never going to be broke. Had a bad January. Each decision we make and do and perform is quantum. It is at the speed of light. I'm just trying to bring my words down. Shifting your life, even after your death. The energy life force that your life has here on planet Earth will continue. And if you don't think that's true, go take a DNA test. You're still the energy life force empowerment of your ancestors. Still, you're still 20% Irish or so, whatever you are, right? But because their lives have not stopped. Their lives are in you. Their energy, life force is in you. Because anything created can never be destroyed. That's the end of my introduction. Now, let me just rip all your skin off. Remember, you know how sometimes I say, I ain't gonna have to worry about y'all talking. Because you sure enough gonna talk today. Well, here it is right here. I ain't gonna have to worry about y'all talking. Because you sure enough gonna talk today. Fear affects everything. This is my first point now. It's A. To be influenced. Fear affects everything. Everything you've got going on in your life is and has been affected by fear. Every last one of you are in your fear or someone else's. Yep. Your fear is someone else's. And the only way to not be a victim of your fear or someone else's is to walk in love. There I go again, Phil. There I go again, right there. That just right there, just lost everybody. The only way to get untouched, the only way to ascend past the fear that you created for yourself, or you're living in someone else's, is to be love. It is the only cure. That's why God is fear. No. Okay. God is love. Right? If you want God creation power, you got to walk at love. Case in proposition, Arshia is at work. Somebody drove her to that job. Pay attention. She either said, I need more, I want more, or something, and out of fear said, I want this job, or someone created the job. You understand? And that was out of fear. Because they said, I want this sustained. Now watch this. I'm about to twist it. But the person that she is working for probably created the job out of love. Watch. I'm here to tell you, new proposition, since I'm in my quantum physics mode, new proposition. 98% of y'all, no, 100% of y'all focus 98% of your life on stuff that don't matter. Watch this here. Arshia, unmute your mic, please. Does this job serve your purpose? Now, what's her purpose? I got it. I got the answer for you. To be the highest expression of myself. That's it. You ain't got no other purpose. Does that job serve your purpose? If you got to think about it, answers already no. You get what I'm saying?
No.
Now, can she say clever things? Just what y'all do. Y'all go, well, you know what? It's allowing me to have an income. So, right?
I was going to say that. That's why I was like,
I'll trade you somewhere. She know how not to BS herself no more, right? Well, it's allowing me to make income. No, but what happens is she could have made income expressing herself and high expression of herself another way. I'm not telling you she made a mistake, because I'm coming back to that. What I'm telling you is, for 40 hours a week, she is focused on something that has no purpose. So is law. Right?
So true. You ain't never lying. I think about it every day when I'm there. Which is why I find other things to do that will kind of get me back on track.
I know that's right. He'd be like, yeah, they gonna pay me to follow my dreams. And I'm using a printer. I'm using a printer.
Best thing ever, because I brought my laptop to work every day. That's how I finished them books. Okay, there you go.
I know that's right. I'm gonna write a book while I'm on the clock. I'm getting paid for my dreams. I know that's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. If you're not living, this is tough. I think Daniel's 27. So I'm catching him at 27. If you're not living the highest expression of yourself up until this point, you've been distracted. The only people who change this world are the people at the highest expression of themselves. So nothing you do matters unless what you're doing is the highest expression of yourselves. Like, I'm a humor consultant, because can you imagine Phil and Susan without humor? No. You know what I'm saying? So what if you tie what you're doing into the highest expression of yourself, then what you're doing is great. You get it? Go ahead, Susan.
Well, love is the meaning of life. We were born with love.
Yeah, I agree.
And I figured that out early on. I did not like sitting at a desk doing other people's work.
That don't sound like me.
Just didn't make sense to me. Didn't make sense to me from the beginning. And I'm like, what is this all about? This is how I want to live my life. That's not any fun.
Fair enough.
So
fair enough. No,
waste of time.
Yeah. No,
it was strategic for me in managing time.
Well, yeah, then you don't even get to think, right? You don't even get to use all your strategicness when someone says, don't do nothing, Susan.
I wanted to be out on the boat skiing. I was a good skier, and I like to ski. I skied right off my dock, and I could jump right on the dock and sometimes not even get my hair wet. I would ski around right back on. So, I mean, I just, it wasn't energy. It wasn't good energy. It was, to me, it took away from you instead of gave to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's taking away from her instead of giving to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's not giving to you, then it's, it's not of love and it's not your purpose.
I completely agree.
That's correct, Susan. Yeah, I remember on the other call, I told her having COVID was the sweetest thing ever. Instead of me being like, oh my God, I'm at home, I'm not at work, but I had insight because I'm building my company to be away from this job in order to create income for other people, not for me to work at this job. But I had insight because this is going to be the lifestyle I'm going to be living.
Right.
So when I went back to work, I was like, I have a game plan. So this is to get me to.
Right. And you like that whole I'm at home all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was at home all day yesterday making money, playing a video game. it's a good life. It is a good life. It is good. I hired a whole salesperson on the video game. That's just true. It's true. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. I didn't do anything. Fear, love. These are the two things. Okay. Now I'm gonna build on this for a second. Fear affects everything. I'm going to use this as an example, Daniel. I'm going to use this as an example. Take Arshia again, and we're just going to say the man or woman who created her job did it out of love. And the highest person herself. We're just going to say that for illustration purposes. And that's probably not true. Probably is. I don't know. That person at the highest expression of themselves gave Arshia the absolute power to be sheltered in this job and supply through income. Everybody got me? But when Arshia applied for that job, she didn't do it out of love. Let me tell you where I'm basing this from. When Arshia was in kindergarten, she did not say, be a security guard. That's what I want to do with my life. See, now this isn't a bad thing. Don't get it twisted. I'm trying to tell you. Here's my. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Y'all ready? How many times have you settled? Reduced the quality of your life because you had to pay bills. Remember, my opening thought was fear affects everything. And I'm using this one to prove it to you. You get what I'm saying? Like Daniel said too many times, what we do, these things aren't bad. I'm just a person holding you accountable. Well, I'm not even holding you accountable. You got to do that to yourself, but I'm illuminating to you at least the ability to hold yourself accountable. Because now that you know you may not be where you want to be, what you gonna do now? Because if you stay at that job for another 40 years, that's another 40 years of not living the highest expression of yourself. All right. So everybody goes, well, baby, I quit. Antonio told me to quit. That is not what I said. Okay. It's not what I said. Let me help you. It goes back into the call this morning, right? You know, my stuff built on top of each other. Let's get you some unearned income. You understand? When you have unearned income, This isn't about unearned. That's another thing that if all you're doing is focus on unearned income, you're wasting your time again. It's not the highest expression of yourself. I'm assuming here, I told you 101, 201, 301, I'm just running past that. I'm assuming if you sitting at home all day getting paid, you're going to say, I'm bored. I need to find out what I want to do with my life. And when you find that, you'll be really, really on top of your highest expression of yourself. You get it? When all your needs are met and you're still bored, you're now saying, I want to start a band. And that's what you want to do. And you probably suck. And you don't care because you love the little bar shows that you do because that's the hot. You've been a musician from birth. You know what I'm saying? And that's
it's
what
like
you want to do.
Baby boomers now.
Yes.
They're doing, it's like, okay, you retire and they, I'm going to do my hobby now. I'm going to really take off on my hobby. And I see so many people here with their hobbies, which are, little businesses that they have, and they're selling their cool stuff. One lady's out taking all the pictures of all the, birds and swans and alligators and all that. And they've turned into these beautiful paintings that people have on their walls. And, and it was a hobby. So these hobbies take a lifetime for so many people to get to, that they only have a few years to pursue them, and they're enjoying themselves, but they're also making money.
Yep. No, I'm glad you brought that up. Please, y'all, don't wait until the retirement age to finally start living the highest expression of yourself. Amen. I'll say what I said. I'm glad she brought it up because I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't even think it. But I'm not as close to her age as her. So of course she's thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Don't wait until it's time to die to live. That's not something, but that's what we're taught though. Don't get it twisted. That's exactly what we're taught. We're not just taught that.
I never understood that as a kid, honestly.
Yeah. And you know what? And kids shouldn't understand that law. That should be extremely unhealthy for kids to understand. 100%. Like there's no way kids should understand that. I can't have fun until I'm 70. Sure. There's no way a kid understands that. That's not something the kid is going to be processing.
And what made it even worse was growing up the way I grew up, because I was like, well, I ain't got shit now, so what's the difference?
What's the difference?
I'm going wait.
Might as well keep this going there. Might as well keep this going. Shoot, we're fine then. No, I get it, bro. I absolutely get it. I get it 100%. What did you want to do? In my case, I'm not great or anything. Nobody's great. We're all great. But in my case, when I said in kindergarten, I said, what you want to do when you grow up? I wanted to be a businessman. I want to be a fireman. I did the fireman already, early 2000s. And I'm a businessman. Like, I'm literally living my dreams, as I said in kindergarten. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. I want you to think about this for a moment, because forget what fear is. I want you to think about how you're trapped in it. And when you think about all the relationships you lost, which is my next thing here, right? Think about all the relationships you lost. Let's build on this, Grace. If fear affects everything, that's number one. And then I told you everything comes from love and fear, that's number two. Yes, everything comes from love and fear, that's number two. And then I told you number three, most times we come from a place of fear. So fear affects everything. Everything comes from fear. And most times we come from a place of fear. I thought that was all under fear affects everything. I made it sound that way. Then, Antonio, stop beating me up and tell me what to do about it. When you get over that fear of dying, every other fear in life fades away. Remember I told you I was going to attack number 6 quick? I was going to start there. Yeah. When you get over the fear of dying, every other fear fades away. Now I have to talk. And I am extremely qualified to talk about this, but I'm going to do it I want to do it evenly. I don't want to do it from, I don't want to come up here and talk down. I want to do it evenly in a Me Too manner. You have to let go of this fear of dying, okay? Come back to it. Go ahead, Law. I definitely want to hear from you.
My question with that is, because I don't believe I have a fear of dying.
How
do you know if you have a fear of dying? And maybe, I don't know if I'm masking it, but I honestly feel like I don't.
I don't think you do either, based on my answer, but we're going to find out. I want you to measure how much risk you take. That is a really good indicator of how much you fear death. In
general or recent?
Okay, well, you know what? Both and, because you could have just changed, right? Remember that framework, 29 and single? 29 and single, my mama just died? That's a whole different person, right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. But I don't, if you're saying, well, if you don't take risks, then you're afraid of dying. To me, some risks, that's not the way I'd want to die. I want to wear a mask and, protect myself from coronavirus because I don't want to die alone in a hospital and all that. I want to, grow old and die, natural ways or whatever. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm not going to, take the risk of blah, blah, blah. So those kind of risks to me aren't worth dying that way.
That's 100% fair. Let me correct myself because that's a solid ass argument, right? So we not gonna say nothing about that. That's solid. Let me correct myself.
Yeah, what I have with my kids. Sorry, we're not 30 years old, and we're gonna continue to protect ourselves until there's something that I can take, so I don't have to protect myself.
Right, absolutely.
Want to go?
No,
that's a painful way. And
that is a painful way.
Okay, say in a race car driver. Now, some people, they go for the thrill and they do that for the race. I might bungee jump or something like that. That's fun and there's a risk, but it's not that type of risk. So
right. No, 100%. So we're gonna say measure how much risk you take in being the highest expression of yourself. There you go. And now we can eliminate all that. Because if part of it's dying alone on the respirator, being the highest part of expression of yourself, no, nobody should have that. I don't think that's on anybody's list. But risk is people who watch this. Come on, don't fool me now. Don't fool me. How many of you genuinely don't take risk? And I mean, even if you smart like Susan and you think yourself out of risk, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You take all day too, and you like Law. You lock yourself in the house for 3 years, or it's a pandemic or whatever that may be, right? That is that fear of death. Now, I'm not telling you. I brought the pandemic. I want to be very sensitive here. I'm not telling you walk outside and just breathe everybody droplets. Please don't do that. That's disgusting without a pandemic. So please don't do it in the middle of one. Okay, don't do that. What I am telling you is there is no life-changing blessings where there is no risk. Every hero has to die. Now, hopefully you get resurrected. Hopefully you get close to death. You get saved at the last minute, like the Hollywood movies, something like that. But you have to go into the cave that you're afraid to go into. You just have to. Say it on the mic.
There's no life-changing blessings where there aren't risks.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Right. If you're in comfort, you're just not. There is no
speaker if you won't give that first speak on the bureau.
Yeah, you really come up to Tuesday.
Peers who aren't going to criticize you but give you praises.
100% facts. Yeah.
Fear of public speaking is one of people's greatest fears, and that's not something that you're going to risk your life for, but it is a fear.
Yeah.
And small business owners that, they may have that fear, and that's going to hold them back from being successful in their business if they can't, get on YouTube or something like that, or run a group and share about their business.
Something, yeah. I heard Phil say yesterday, or maybe that was Susan. One of y'all said it on one of these calls. You said something similar to when you try to get a speaking engagement, they're going to ask for I forget what it's called, but I forget what they said. But I need a press junket on you.
Video.
Video, yeah. YouTube is a whole platform full of your press junkets that you can have up there. So you plan to speak for South by Southwest, and ain't nothing out, you ain't out there nowhere. I can't see you. I can't see if you out here in a pink suit. That's a speaker distraction. That is literally a speaker distraction. Hey, everybody, I want to talk to you about a very serious subject in a Jolly Rancher colored suit with golden cufflinks matching the suits and pink socks. Yeah. I can't hear you because your suit is loud, right? It's a speaker distraction. I need to see, are you groomed well? You know what I'm saying? Are you groomed? There's all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Do you enunciate? For God's sake, right? There's a bunch of stuff I need to see. What you're doing. If you are out here and you're not taking risks, and you know it. I flew out to Frida. She wasn't even taking risks, and I flew out to Frida out there. You know what I'm saying? If you're not taking risk, look at it. And here's the funny ways we say not taking risk. We got these little clever ways to do it. We say things like, well, I don't like looking stupid. We love that one. That's our go-to, Susan. That's Grace said that's her favorite one. I don't like to look stupid. Here's our second favorite one. It just depends on how you was raised. Well, I like things done right. Now, of course, I could poke a hole in that because anything you do, you should do in the spirit of excellence. But excellence doesn't have to be right. Doesn't have to be perfect. You understand what I'm saying? This needs to be excellent. At this point of your ascension, this is the very best that you could possibly do. You've given your best. Next year, you can come out with 2.0 because you've grown a year. But this is your very best keynote. I don't have a better one. After I get this feedback, I'll have a better one. But I gave you everything I got. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing else. I gave you everything I got. That's what you need the feedback for, right? So we're not saying that your keynotes should be perfect. We're saying you should perfectly approach them in the highest expression of yourself and leave it all on the table. And that takes a lot of risk. And let me tell you why. Because what happens when you do your best? And then Susan goes, well, you could have fixed this.
It'll be fixed.
It's tough, right? It's tough. But that's why. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I would just
no, you did. No.
Great job they did.
I don't know if y'all saw. So she went, oh no, right? No. They do it the most gentle way possible. That's why we got that praise period right before it. We're lifting you up, for that very, very experience. But that's risky though, isn't it? It's and you love feelings, Susan, and they're your friends, and you won't even take the risk to hear your friends gently tell you. So you ain't just running out there with strangers. You know what I'm saying? No, you know you're not doing it. It takes a lot of risk to give your very best, knowing that someone is going to say you could have did better. The truth is, that's going to always be the case. There are Grammy Award-winning albums, and someone says, I ain't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't, you know. We know Phil Collins is, I can't even call him an artist. I can't even call him a musician. These terms are too limiting for someone like Phil Collins. I don't know what he is. He's too much. You know, he's not just a musician. He's not just an icon. Icon, that's a good word. We know he's an icon. Someone says, I don't like his songs. I don't like his songs. The Mona Lisa painting, which is classic. I don't like the colors. I don't like her face isn't. Why is she not smiling?
Why was she sitting that way?
Why? Yeah. Why was she? What's wrong? What was here? She not even pretty. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you take all that into the era. Those colors were the colors of the era. There was that was one of the highest expressions. Watch this here, because here's another thing. This is something I had. Remember, Susan said I learned this early. I didn't want to work for nobody. I learned early about what genius really is. Young in a trash can. I learned this here early. That I'm young in a trash can. I learned geniuses did 1,000 things. Y'all remember 4 of them. That's the truth. That is the truth. Michael Jordan missed so many shots. You remember 6 championships. God, we never mentioned how he got kicked off the playoffs many a times. Swept by the Pistons. Couldn't get over it until he got Pippen. It was just you don't remember 10 years of loser Michael Jordan. It was 10 years. Michael Jordan was a loser for 10 years. His reputation was the greatest player ever who couldn't win a championship. But you don't remember that. You remember the 6 genius series. Picasso, you got like 2 paintings in your mind. That's it, 2 of them. He painted like 800. 2 of them.
Oh my God, you ain't never lied, because when I think of Picasso, I think of this one painting.
See? There you go. Right? The genius is about failing a whole lot until you put together that masterpiece. Truer words have not been spoken by me yet today until just now. Genius is about failing a whole lot until you get to that masterpiece.
Amen to that.
Man, I'm telling you. I am telling you. And most people don't allow themselves to just suck. You know, like when you first start off, your podcast is horrible. It's okay. It is. Your keynotes are garbage. They are. Susan's like, don't say that. No, they are garbage. They are garbage. We gave you 25 minutes. You still in your introduction. You are. We can't tell none of your points. That's it. But that's the point of starting off. That's the point of starting off. You have to give yourself permission to not be good, because you're never going to get to good. You're never going to get to good. You're right. Failure is required before success. You're never going to get to good. Please, 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 please hear me. If you have not gotten over the fear of dying, you ain't going to get started. When you go fear of dying, what are you going to do? I say it all the time. So this is why I'm so brave. I don't know if I'm just stupid, really. I say the same thing every time, Phil. What are you going to do? Put it back in the trash can? That's the worst thing ever happened to me. So whatever you talk about doing to me ain't worse than that. You're gonna go to jail 3 meals a day. Sleep 3 meals a day, no mosquitoes. There's nothing that you can do to me in my head. This is what I'm saying. There's nothing that you can do to me. That's why I was able to jump out of airplanes, jump out of helicopters, and do all sorts of crazy things. Because I've been to the trash can. I got out. What you gonna tell me now? Well, Antonio, what if you fail ATS and everybody start talking about you? They ain't got no trash can for me. I just start another company tomorrow. At least I ain't starting from scratch. I got a lot of knowledge up here now, right? I'm not starting from scratch. Trust. If you don't get over your fear of dying, you're going to have fears in a lot of other places. Let's think about this real quick. Let's think about this. Monica says, "Oh no, I don't want to die." I understand. I don't want to die. It doesn't mean that I don't understand that dying is where the blessing begins. Uh-oh.
Come on now. Now you're going there. Go ahead now. Here you go. There it is.
Man, dying is where you get the new life. And here's the deal. Doesn't matter what you believe in. It could be religion. It could be philosophy. Doesn't matter. Every great teacher and every sacred text has taught you and told you dying is just the beginning. Pick a school. To die is gain, right? To pick any school of thought. Nobody can disagree with the fact that every ancestor on the planet, every lineage you have, they said that dying is the beginning. In The Lion King, Mufasa told Simba, "Look up in the stars. There I'll be." You know what I'm saying? Watch it over you. So even our kids are getting this at 5 years old. When the Lion King came back out, was a bunch of 40-year-olds like, put your kids back there. We in the front, right? Said I was one of them. Me and Deanna took Timothy. We was one of them for sure, right? You know what I'm saying? We said, man, let's go. You're not starting over from nothing. No, I'm starting over with all these experiences for sure. Dying is just the beginning, and that's the blessing. So you need to know, for me, it's reincarnation. I'm not trying to bother you today with that. What I'm trying to tell you is that dying is the blessing. That's the blessing. When you get there, know you're about to get a whole lot more. Whatever you believe, whatever your school of thought is. Okay, go ahead, Phil, please.
Well, couple things. Number one, being perfect is being right. Being your best is willing to be wrong. And then my spin on dying is the first thing that happens when you die is whatever you think is going to happen when you die. If God had given us a free will to create our existence here on the physical plane, I think it would then make sense that God would give us that same free will to create our existence in the spiritual plane. So if you think you're going to go to heaven, you get to go to heaven. If you think you're going to go to hell, you get to go to hell. Second thing happens is they sit you down with the videos of your life.
Yes.
Now, at that point, I do my best Homer Simpson. Don't! I know they're not going to let me have the fast forward button. I know they're not going to have reverse. I know erase is out of the question. But God, could I please have the mute button? Because there's been things in my life, as I was saying them, I said, "Oh, you shouldn't be saying this." I couldn't stop myself. I said it anyway. So I didn't want to hear it the first time I said it, much less do I want to hear it the second time I said it. And then the third thing happens when you die is you get to look at a series of videos. And these are the videos of the lives of the people that you have affected. I pray that we all look forward to living our life in a way to look forward to seeing our videos.
That last one was powerful. Imagine being able to look at the videos of all the people you affected. That's both ways, though. That's both ways. Hopefully it's positive. That's both ways for sure. For sure. No, that's very, very good. May we all be able to see at the end all the good we have done. May we all for sure. When you get over the fear of dying, Arshia, can't nobody touch you. I can't make you take a job that you don't want when you're ready to lose your life.
Sure.
Your Bible says that those who gain their lives will lose it. Those who lose their lives will gain it. I can't force you into marrying the wrong person. There I go again. You marry the wrong person because you say, well, this is what's in front of me and I ain't got much time left. Right? This is what I got going on. Ain't nobody else applying.
Shit, that's how I be too. You looking like 8 different. No way.
Yeah, think about it.
I will be dead tomorrow.
I know that's right.
I'm trying to think. Y'all think about what happened yesterday. I'll be there.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Now, think about it. If you knew you had time, or if you just say, you know what, I'm not going to make a decision that doesn't serve me, you'd have said, now prove yourself to me. That's what Susan did to Phil. Prove yourself. Yeah.
I'm
Susan said, let me see. Let me see. I hear what they saying. Let me see.
Didn't say that because I didn't think he could.
The sex is pretty good.
No. That's how you get it. When you let that go. So how do you let that go? Well, I guess that's unique and subjective, meaning, for each one of your individual experiences. But I can tell you this. I can tell you what is objective and constant, that as long as you are afraid of death, mistakes and embarrassments are painful. Now that's consistent.
You're right.
That is consistent. If you want to live a life where there are no mistakes, you need to let go of death. If you're embarrassed by or that fear of embarrassment, most of y'all don't even do nothing, so you don't ever get embarrassed. If you let that go, that stuff, the life that you want to live, I can assure you, when you don't feel losing your life, you're totally free. And that sting of mistakes, or if you ever said, and I know some of you have, and I should be further ahead. That's painful. Yeah. That's one of the most destructive things we say to ourselves. When you say I should be further ahead, you're not just saying I've wasted my life up to this point. You saying other people was too smart. They didn't do what I did and waste their life. Everybody else is in front of me but me. That's treacherous, torturous. It is. So as I see it, Arshia, two things. It's just as I see it. I'm surely I ain't the first person who said this, but fear manifests itself in two ways. I won't get what I need, or I'm gonna lose it when I get it. My. Y'all didn't see Deanna's face. I won't get what I need, or I'm gonna lose it when I get it. That's as I see it. You and that's Oh Lord, I ain't even got to relationships. I know so those two relationships right? You're not going to start the business because you won't get what you need, or you won't start the business because you're going to lose what you have if you take that risk. Come on now. Come on. I'm not going to apologize. There I go again, Susan. I'm not going to apologize because I won't get what I need if I give my power away. I see. I love y'all cameras out. Or I'm not going to apologize because I'm going to lose my power if I give it away. Fear manifests itself in these two ways. That I'm not going to get what I need, or I'm going to lose what I have, or I'm going to lose it when I do get it. It's the same thing. We got to let that go. You have to let it go. You have to get to the point to where you're saying, I lost, and that's okay. Which leads me to the one that nobody likes.
What she say? I may be black, I may be ugly, but I'm still here.
I'm still here.
I'm still.
That Color Purple. Yeah, Color Purple. Great movie. Great movie. Steven Spielberg did this thing. The understanding here is, what are you going to do? Are you going to say, I don't have what I need, or I'm losing what I need? Because these two things are losing what I want. They drive our decision making, don't it? Think about it. They drive our decisions. You say, oh shit, what you got that on for? You can't go outside in that. Why? Because I'm gonna lose what I've got to some other man if you walk outside in that. It's making sense now, ain't it? Making sense. You trying to stay inside. No, I want to go outside. No, because you good to me, and I don't need to be good to nobody else.
That was so to me.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. We got to let these things go. Is it easy? Yes. You thought I was going to say no. It actually is easy. Is it easy to keep letting it go? Well, that's the struggle. That's the struggle. It is easy. It's just a decision. You declare what you want. Let it be done. But as Phil and Susan been teaching you on Tuesdays, and let's study a book, then your subconscious go, I don't know. Yeah. Let me just go ahead and think about it one more time. Let me just go ahead and look at the problem one more time. Your conscious mind, get all your subconscious mind away. Subconscious was already working on the problem. You said, let it go. And he was like, hold on. Let me just run the numbers. One more time. Nope. If you said what you was going to do, let it be. It's real easy. It's real easy to decide not to be in fear. Now, once you make the decision, are you going to stay in that? Well, Phil got to give y'all some more books. He's got to go through Think and Grow Rich, all those suggestions. You got to go through a whole lot more books. We keep living. We'll finally figure it out for you. A whole lot more books left. Because doing something, that's easy. But keeping the discipline to trust when you cannot see, well, if you ask me, 96% of the world ain't doing that. How do I know? Because 1% of the world controls 96% of the world's income. I'm going to always use that. As long as that is a statistic, that is a fact. As long as that's the case, then knowing that tells me everything about the other people. Everybody always say that, well, 1% of the world is selfish. Okay. So the 96% of the world are victims. You're telling me more about the 96% than you're telling me about the 1% when you bring that up. You're telling me more, far more. Far more. So how do we do this? Well, Arshia, I have no idea. I keep calling your name, so I guess you've been meditating and stuff. You don't need anybody, or anything to be at the highest expression of yourself. None of you do. That doesn't mean rejection. And I'm not preaching solitude and separatism. I'm saying the highest expression of yourself is a one-man job. There's nothing you don't need. Well, if Phil would just explain it right. No. If you just get it right, you ain't got to worry about it. If Antonio would just get straight to the point. That's you, an expression of you. You understand? Fear is, I brought this up because I actually know what I wanted. I know where I want you at by the end of the year. So anyway, I have you here at this point of fear because it is devastating, and it is devastating to you. You can look at how much fear is in your life by how much lack is in your life. If you have no good harvest, let's define good, something that serves you. If there's no prosperity in your life, on any area of your life, you have an overabundance of fear. This fear of it'll put itself in different categories like abuse. Y'all familiar with dominatrix and all that stuff like that? Mm-hmm. You got people saying I'm the good dominatrix. Huh? Wait, what? So you're a dominatrix, but you're a good one. Okay. First off, there's no good and bad, but let me play with this because I'm here now and I like this. Let me play with it. Frida. If you're going to be what they call bad, there's no good version of bad. Flip that. If you're going to be what they call good, there's no bad version of good. A win is a win. It's time for you to start celebrating your wins. But it didn't look like Susan's.
Ew. You put that weight on that right there. That was swagged with that.
That's it. 100%. Hey, 100%. If it gets flipped. If you've been winning, stop reducing your winning to losses. There's no such thing as a bad winning. Appreciate what you got going on. If you got friction on every side of your house, every bit of your relationship, and you about to lose all your friends or you lost all your friends and you ain't got no peace in your life, but it's food in your refrigerator, you still all right.
Antonio, I just want to say, I want to add, because one of the things that Phil and Susan brought out was that gratitude journal and making sure you write down things that you have gratitude for every day. And that's a big difference maker to kind of get your mind back focused on your wins. That's a very good practice. Just want to throw it out there.
No, 100%. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That is, we around here, we read this book called The Magic. And we kind of started gratitude journal with that about 2016. It got gratitude rocks. Like when I went to Arizona without Deanna and Tempest, I marched up a whole mountain. And I don't mean, that's not a metaphor. Mm-hmm. I was tired. You hear me? Mm-hmm. A mountain. Like not no drive halfway up and no. I marched up a whole half a mile or a mile mountain in blue suede shoes, by the way. I don't know why I did that, but I did. I really did. So know what the hell I was thinking. I did it. I went out there just to get them rocks because it was the mountain was in the vortex. Just to get them rocks, just to bring it back to them. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand the power of having these symbols that remind you to be grateful. You understand?
Wait a minute. Was that the day you were standing in the canyon talking? It's the day, and you was like, "This, I took this trip, and I had to do the." That was that day.
It was that day. Yep.
And you said to bring them back a gift.
Uh-huh.
And we was like, "You better not be bringing them back no damn rock."
I did. I did. Well, if I would have brought them back something else, they would have ate it or drank it, or so they'd be gone by now. The rock is good. The rock been there for billions of years. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there after they die too. So that's what I did.
Only Antonio.
Yeah, only Antonio. I did though, but I think for one of the full moon rituals or something, Deanna used it for something I don't remember, but I remember she told me and it made me feel good. She did. Grace, I wrote this specifically for you. The source of your joy is within you, not without. The source of your joy is within you, not without. Let me tell you what I mean. You took a risk for them rocks, so did. Let me tell you what I mean. I'm messing up all over the place. Ain't it working? Nothing outside here should determine what's in here. See that? Let me tell you how life works. If you hold it in your head, you will 100% hold it in your hand. The only other way that you don't get to hold it in your hand is you change that thought and hold something else. They said, man, if you hold it in your head, it is 100% guarantee that you can have it and hold it in your hand. Problem is, we get them other thoughts come in there, Phil, and we hold it. That's the thought we wind up holding.
Throw something at him right now.
She threw it, you missed it, right? Like we get the other thoughts. We get the I can't have it, and that's what you wind up holding in your hand. The I can't have it. That's what you hold it. You're holding the negative thought to what you were thinking. That's what's in your hand.
Or that it looks better in your hand.
Yeah. Hey.
The thought sometimes has been for me that it looks better in your hand. Yeah. So what I will do is I will take all of my energy to put it in your hand.
Yeah.
Because the thought in my head says that it looks better in your hand.
That's right.
And you might know what better to do with what it is. So I'm going to give it to you. And I will put all of my power behind what it is that I could give for me. But if I had it, it might not do as well as if I see you do it. So then I put all my energies into you.
You just help somebody. You hear me? You just help somebody. You just basically, she said something Shannon said a long time ago. Shannon said, I get into a relationship and I spend a whole lot of time working on them, so I never have to work on me. I never forget that. That was so powerful. That was so powerful. She blew my mind with that day. I never forgot that. But it makes sense. I know it makes sense because I've done it. I've done it. Yeah, I've done it.
And then guess what? It actually, you see, what is it? Like you see the benefit of, you see what you see your work come back.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When we put it in ourselves, it might not come back. But then as Mr. Phil says, you can't really see it because you're in the frame.
Right.
But we don't really realize that until we have conversations like this on Thursday.
Yeah.
And Antonio just comes from one way and goes all the way around the next way to say, wow, really, bro? Like, every time never fails. Every time never fails.
Never fails. Never fails. Grace.
Antonio?
Yes, sir. Please.
One of the handouts we give out is called More Blessed Than Over 2 Billion People. And I don't know where I got it from. So if I had the author, I'd give him credit or her credit, but I don't have it. But if you wake up this morning with more health and illness, you are more blessed than 1 million who will not survive the week. If you've experienced the danger of battle, the loneliness of imprisonment, the agony of torture, or the pangs of starvation, you are ahead of 500 million people in the world. If you could attend a meeting without the fear of harassment, arrest, torture, or death, you are more blessed than 3 billion people in the world. If you have food in the refrigerator, clothes on your back, a roof overhead, and a place to sleep, you are richer than 75% of this world. If you have money in the bank, in your wallet, and spare change in a dish someplace, you are among the top 8% of the world's wealthy. If you can hold your head up with a smile on your face and are truly thankful, you are more blessed because the majority can, but most do not. If you can hold someone's hand, hug them, or even touch them on the shoulder, you're blessed because you can offer a healing touch. If you can read this message, you've just received a double blessing in that someone was thinking of you. And furthermore, you are more blessed than over 2 billion people in the world that cannot read at all.
Wow.
Wow, wow, and wow. I don't know who wrote it, so I'm going to give you the credit, Mr. Phil. Wow. And you say you have that? That's something that you have? I'm requesting that.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, you should be. You should be.
I'm requesting that.
Yeah. No, that put a lot of stuff in.
Wow.
That make you say, "Boy, I sure have been ungrateful." That makes you say that for sure.
8%. If you got some change,
Yeah.
in the bag, 80%.
Or got hands to touch somebody.
Woo!
When there's a whole lot of people out here that don't have hands to touch somebody, or have hands but don't have the strength or the capability to touch somebody.
Wow.
Or got the strength capability to touch somebody, but ain't gonna see nobody for a full year. It's crazy, man. Crazy. I got 3 more things for you. Hold on. I'm sorry. I want to make this very clear. I need y'all to stop reacting. That's really, in my experience, most people, and by most I'm gonna say 99%. Like most people, they suffer from reacting to outer circumstances, only to repeat those outer circumstances because they don't understand those outer circumstances came from their inner circumstances. Your inner world manifests your outer world. So when you look at your outer world, then you're reacting to that. But when you reacted to that, you caused more of it in you. And then when you felt like it in you, you reacted to what was in you. And then that had emotion, and emotion is the fertilizer of manifestation. And you created it back out again. Watch what I'm doing. And then when you looked at it out, you was like, crap, I don't want that. And then you felt the way on the inside. And then when you looked at it on the inside, you said, I don't want that. And then it manifests itself on the outside. It just keeps going. It's just a cycle over and over and over and over because you're reacting. God didn't send you here to react. God sent you here to create. No more reacting.
No, that's the word.
That's it. No more reacting. All creation. If you want to play the video game and make money all day, do that. Do that. If you want to get your toes done and make money all day, do that. If you want to live a life where you have a house that looks like an apartment resort, do that. There's no extra effort from the universe. Like the universe don't have to strain to make that happen for you. As a matter of fact, it's somebody, it's already built, and somebody trying to sell it right now. Right now, the very thing that's going to make you say, I've finally done everything I wanted to do. Somebody is looking at it going, I don't want this no more. Yeah. That's the beauty of this universe. Somebody right now is vibrating and I wish somebody would take this off my hands. And it's just for you. It's just for you. Grace stopped reacting. Shia stopped reacting. Damali stopped reacting. Damali's actually been doing a very good job of not reacting as much as she used to. You know what I'm saying? As much as she, well, back in the 3-day retreat, Damali was like, kids! Right.
True.
Now she's like, all right, come on, kids. Y'all help each other get up, things like that. You get what I'm saying? And that's how you do it.
You know what? Can I add to that? Because I wasn't in a position to say it when you first started, but when you started talking about fear at the beginning, the first thing that popped into my head was parenting styles for Black people. Because a lot of the ways we parent come from slavery, because back in slavery times, you had to respond to a command immediately in order for your survival, but we still parent our kids like that, and there's no need for it. We parent them through fear that's been passed down from generation to generation. That's why I'm trying to change it.
You're talking.
Amen to that, Damali.
Yeah. Yes. You talking. You are absolutely. That's yeah. That's.
You don't become Kanye West, a billionaire Black man, by responding automatically to what people tell you to do.
Right. Exactly.
We're no longer learning how to be analytical thinkers. We're learning how to comply.
Right. And remember though, we don't like new Kanye. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We don't like new Kanye.
I love new Kanye way more than I like the old Kanye.
Me too.
But remember, old Kanye came from them ways, and he knows them ways.
That's right. Like, yeah, no, 100%. Just it's amazing how we look at someone achieve everything they want in their life. I'm not saying you don't have problems. As long as you're alive, there's going to be resistance. As long as you're alive, there's always going to be resistance. See how it's changed to where problem to resistance? That's what it is, really. And as long as you're alive, there's going to be resistance. As long as you're alive. So he's got resistance, man. He wants to see his kids more. He wants to be back with his wife, but that's not going to happen. With all respect to Kanye West, you can't want to be back with your wife on a date with someone who's not your wife.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? No. I'm not. No, this isn't no judgment. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to tell y'all his inner world is in opposition to his desires. His inner world is saying, I want my wife, but I'm using this person as a distraction. So what does he really want? His wife or the distraction? Because if his wife isn't in his reality the way he wants
them both, damn it. That's what the problem is. He hear what he's saying because he wants them both. And you just sat here and said from the inside.
You understand?
He can have it.
He can have both.
If he get them willingly, he will have what he wants.
If he sit down and have a conversation now, ladies. Ladies.
Do you see what I'm saying?
That's it, right?
And show the process.
That's it.
Show how it works.
Show the process. Go ahead, show the process.
And show it's great. It might go.
That's going viral for sure. That's going viral for sure. He's actually got a new show. I'm gonna actually put it in the list. He's got a show on Netflix. He's been recording his whole life. Kanye West is one of my very favorite people. He's been recording his whole life, and then now it's on Netflix called Genius. It's spelled differently. Genius. And I'm looking forward to watching it. I am definitely looking forward to watching it. I want to watch that, like Michael Jordan's Last Dance. Michael Jordan genuinely taught me how to be a billionaire. Just looking at him. And I'm going to watch him, Kanye West, with the same reverence I watched Michael Jordan's Last Dance. Same reverence. But if he wants to say, okay, well, ladies, it's just three of us now. Okay, it's three of us now, and then that's his reality. He can have that reality. I wanted to highlight Kanye is one of my heroes. I wanted to highlight that his inner world is in opposition to what he really desires. That's what I was talking about. And I meant that with great respect. I didn't mean anything bad towards him. But you can't, this is y'all though. You saying, God, give me $1 million. But you're vibrating at the distraction.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I know people who, there was a time in my life, and I had to get over it. I didn't want to send out an email to my fans and my customer base. I didn't want to see people unsubscribe. The unsubscriptions hurt, like genuinely. So I wouldn't do the right thing because of the unsubscriptions. So what was I vibrating at? The unsubscriptions. That's why emails went out. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Law. Please.
I think as humans, we often try to fill the void, and I think that's what he's doing. There's a void there, and he's trying to do something to fill it. It doesn't mean that that's where he wants to be, but it hurts less.
Not only do I not blame him, I've done it. And I've done it. I've mastered it. I know all about it. I might be doing it right now. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But no, I completely agree, because it's hard to be alone, especially when you feel like something's your fault and you have to be alone in something that's your fault. Y'all not hearing me? Oh, okay. Grace say she here. When you have to be alone in something that's your fault, that hurts worse. It hurts worse. Everything is a reminder of how much you messed up.
Antonio, can I add something?
Yes, please.
So this kind of ties into like the manifestation mindset you were touching on earlier.
Right.
And I don't know, this kind of just came to me recently, and it helped me a lot, and maybe this could help somebody else in the group. But a lot of times, like in life, like for example, sometimes you wake up and you feel bad, right? And then you start having bad thoughts. You start thinking bad because you're feeling bad. And then you start feeling worse because your thoughts are a reflection of how you're feeling and back and forth, Yep. So it's like the human cycle drama. And I don't know if anybody's going through that or has been through that recently, but that's where I was for a long time in my life. And I just had to break that cycle. And sometimes you just got to find out how to get out of that cycle of feeling how you're thinking and thinking how you're feeling.
That's right. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You remind me, remind me, Deanna, to end with a story of me and you. It's just perfect. It's a perfect place to end. So what do you do?
That was real good, Daniel.
It was.
Think about what you're thinking about. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that you're around for the keynotes and all that too, because I look forward to hearing from you.
No doubt. Yeah.
You as well. Thank you.
Yes. His gamer tag is Bulldog. Yeah. And yeah, he'll be around a while. He definitely gonna be around. I got a good feeling about him. And Deanna, you'll be playing with him. I told him about you yesterday. Yeah, I told him about you yesterday, and stuff like that. So what do you do? If you don't remember anything else that we've talked about, or if you're saying, I got it, but can you just simplify the solution for me? Number one, be the source. Number two, see the perfection. Those both come from conversations with God. Both come from Neil Donald Walsh. I would love to invent something else new for you, but I don't need to. Neil Donald Walsh did it well. He did it well. There's no need to. I'm just going to reiterate what he already said. If you're saying I'm living in fear, is source fear? No. If you don't know how to fix your situation, it's because you're not being source in your situation. If you're having trouble forgiving, it's because you're not being source. Source does not have a trouble forgiving. I don't know what to do. Pause, be still, and know I am God. You understand? So be the source. And this one is the holy grail of it all. No matter what you're going, no matter what's happening, if your rent is behind, your phone is off, see the perfection. Look for the good in the bad. Don't see your sickness, see your wellness. I told you this before, like earlier this year. I said Jesus would have healed all those people because Jesus didn't see their illness. Jesus saw their wellness and pulled out of them more wellness. I told you that. This is see the perfection. If you're looking for a thought or a theme of this call, it is see the perfection. If you are looking for something to remember the energy you feel right now, because once you disconnect, you're going to be exposed to other energies. And when you need to be reminded of this particular numerical vibration, use the words see the perfection to put you back. See the perfection. Is it okay? It's perfect, Damali. Do you feel stupid learning these new programming classes? Yep. See the perfection. Glad you're learning new programming classes. The perfection in Damali feeling stupid about learning programming is her kids are going to get old enough to say, you know what, I want to program. And they're going to be able to go to Damali and not their oppressor to learn the programming.
Ashe.
You understand what I'm saying? See the perfection. The perfection that laws coming to Texas may have taken him a little bit longer. The perfection is it just allowed us to get more ready for him. See the perfection. That's it. I'm close with this story with me and Deanna. Every morning, me and Deanna, we get up at 4:00 in the morning. What we do, Deanna?
Meditate.
She's got this fascination with the third eye and gland, and you know what I'm saying? She wants to see the future and stuff. That's her thing. That's her thing. And she puts on these little tunes, certain frequencies and stuff, and we nanu, Mork and Mindy. That's what we do. We do all that stuff. Yes. We Mork and Mindy ourselves, and boom. And she was getting ill 3 days ago. This little cough that's been hanging around. I don't know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, stop coughing then. I can't stop coughing. You know me, I'm just like, stop. You just tell your brain to stop coughing. Of course, it ain't worked the way it worked. And so when the first day she got sick, I told her, well, you chill and I'll cover you during meditation. Pay close attention. I'll meditate for us and it'll be us doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'll meditate for us, it'll be us doing it. And I'll cover you. When that was 3:33. Well, I must have dozed off. And
ain't that some shit?
You know what I'm saying?
You covered me in my meditation, and you
doze off. You know, doze the hell off. Kind of covering you doing.
Damn.
With your covered ass. You ain't covered nothing.
I'm thinking so much highly of you. I'm thinking, oh, Antonio, that's so sweet. That's so nice. This nigga said he fell asleep. Nigga, thanks for the covering.
She said I was. It was expert covering. I dozed off. But I dozed off. And this is what happened. Man the post. What happened was I had this terrible dream. And I remember, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Something good happened because there's something good about to happen to me. And it must have been in my conscious mind, my subconscious mind. And I told the wrong person. Lord have mercy. I went to, y'all know what I'm talking about, huh? You tell something really good to the wrong person. This is what the dream was. And their venom, their half compliments, it was like it was this green nastiness just filling me with hate. And I start feeling really, really bad. Not like ill bad. No, I was getting an attitude now. And they was messing up my mood. It was messing up my mood. And I remember I couldn't breathe no more. The only breath I had left was their negativity. And I jumped up. It was 5:13. I jumped up. It was 5:13. And she's still asleep. And the first thing I did was I blew it all out. I went, we are not waking up that way. And I looked at the clock. I didn't know it was 5:13. I looked at the clock and I immediately hit that meditation button. I went real quick. I went meditating everything. Like, I got to get this out of me. And I remember saying, see, you should have had your ass up at 4 o'clock. I remember saying that. If you would have did what you said you were going to do at 4, you would have had that. I remember saying that. But that's my story to close this out. Don't wake up and not meditate. Or
don't fall asleep on the damn cover.
Asleep. Yeah, won't fall asleep on the cover.
You tired, nigga. Yeah. That's why you couldn't go to sleep. That's why I was wrong. You knew damn well you supposed to be helping me, covering me, and you sleeping. Bro, you talking about something going. I got it. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't die in there. Wake up. You better be meditating fast.
Look, a whole hour. Look, she dead. She didn't get covered till a whole hour later. She dead. And the enemy that came and killed her. She is dead. No, but that's what happened. That's the God chair. Every story don't make you look good. Can't be the hero in every story. But I forgot why somebody said something that reminded me of that. I think it was Daniel that said something that reminded me of that. Like, yeah, this is the day I dropped the ball on the covering. But I picked it back up, but I still dropped it. But that's actually what I wanted to say, though, with that story.
That is the story of life.
Yes.
That is the story of life.
That's
because
it.
We do drop those coverings all the time. The thing is, if you let it sit on the ground, if you woke up and you'd have just been there, your whole day would have been messed up because of the fact that you fell asleep on the covering. Yep. You know what you did, own it, and go right back and do what it is. And that is what God is waiting for. That is what he's answering.
That's it.
That's how we find our grace. That's it right there.
That's it. Pick it right back up. Y'all hear me? Mm-hmm. You pick it right back up, man. Pick it right back up, because you will drop the ball. But that's the whole beautiful point of this expression that we live in. Now pick it back up. Don't complain. Just pick it right back up. You'll be fine. That's been my message for you. Fear is fear. We look forward to seeing Monica and then Daniel and Frida and Grace all work together. Monica, Daniel is your new salesperson. I think. Are you Hispanic, Daniel? Is he Hispanic? I don't know. It's so hard to tell.
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay. Yeah, so,
nice to meet you, Monica.
There you go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People are so culturally ambiguous these days. You never know. Everybody looks Hispanic today. Everybody. That is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Dana made me take a DNA test, and my DNA test came back 86% African. That is insane. That sounds like something I would have did, though, Phil. Don't you send me down there That sounds like something I would have did.
Oh, what
I'm
countries?
Going down to Nigerian. I'm 53 point something percent Nigerian or something. Yeah. I should show it to you.
And like 13% Sierra Leone.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the name of the place, Deanna? So I can pull it up real quick. What's the name of it?
My Heritage.
African ancestry, huh?
No, we
My
use
heritage.
we did my heritage. We'll probably do that one next. But too funny. Just too funny. I looked at that and I said, yeah, this boy is just stubborn. And just stubborn. Right here. 54.4% Nigerian, 13.1% Sierra Leone, and then every other Sam. I don't know how you get to it. DNA estimate. I guess if I click in these estimates, view full estimate, maybe. There we go. And then
all these tests are pretty accurate.
Yeah, pretty accurate. Yeah, I've got some cousins in here that I was like, that is my cousin. That's my kid. Yeah, for sure. And then West African, Kenyan, and Central. African. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not here. And then apparently, I guess we came in on a boat from St. Louis, Missouri, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. And then you got your Western Asian, which is almost that, depending on how, if you want to go to Pangea, that's almost, African, and then right there. Yeah. And then, of course, I've been wanting to visit. This might be the only part of the world I ain't been to. Actually, that's not true. Never mind. I forgot about some army stuff, so don't worry about it. Just let's keep it the way I said it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She will tell you down to the tribe that you are in Africa.
We're doing that one next then. Diana. We're doing that one next. Yeah, doing that one next. It didn't pull up any close relatives for me, so that's fun. So we'll see. She got a bunch of close relatives, but there you go. So find out who you are, love who you are. We appreciate you for doing your double duty. And on top of that, have fun. But in that fun, be the source, see the perfection. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank y'all so much. Love you. And Phil says, love you more. Say it out loud for us, Grace.
Love you more.
All right. I'm going to write a script and go play my video game earlier than normal. All right, everybody. We ain't got nothing. It's Thursday, right? So ain't nothing else tonight. I might go play my video game right now. All right, everybody. Y'all have